What's up? It's That Dirty Spoon from the IWC, and this is my wrestling recap prediction show for TNA's Destination X 2012. This was a very difficult pay-per-view to call because more than half the pay-per-view is the tournament to decide the new X Division Championship that has been vacated by Austin Aries. I do not know most of these competitors, as 4 of them are from outside of TNA, and the other 3 who are actually in TNA have not been on TV for quite some time. So this match could literally go anyway. However, after some research, because it took some time looking through TNA's website, I have found the list of competitors. The current TNA talent that is in this tournament includes Zima Ion, Kid Cash, and Doug Williams. The 4 participants who are not current TNA stars are Flip Casanova, Kenny King, Rashid Cameron, and Sanjay Dutt, who is returning from a hiatus in India. He was in Record King. And before that, he was on the Indies. I'm just saying that he was with TNA, and now he's back for this tournament. And on top of that, apparently, there is a fatal 4-way for the 8th spot that will have Dakota Darsov, Rubix, Lars Only, and Mason Andrews all fighting for that 8th spot. Then each competitor will then face off in singles matches to determine the final 4. The final 4 will then be in an Ultimate X match to determine the new X Division champion. That's a lot of hoops to jump in on one pay-per-view. I hope that nobody botches it, especially some of these younger guys. But again, I saw the matches on Impact. Some of them impressed me. Some of them did not so much, and Zima Ion, Kid Cash, and Doug Williams haven't been on TV in months. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bird's eye blind side and say Kenny King is going to win because I like his name. He also had a little interaction with the current, well, I guess former now, X Division champion Austin Aries on Thursday's Impact. So there it is. Kenny King will be your new X Division champion. If he doesn't win, it won't surprise me. But again, I'm very much not knowing what's going on with this tournament. It took me a while to find all the competitors in it, and on top of that, it took me even longer to find out what the actual, was going on. But it's TNA, so what you gonna do? Anyway, the final 3 matches on this totally stacked card, of course. We have AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for Bound for Glory Series points. Samoa Joe is sitting at 2nd place, 9 points away from the leader as of Thursday's Impact, which I just finished watching. If he gets a submission win over Kurt Angle, he will then take over the number 1 spot from James Storm. James Storm has led this competition from the start. He has never trailed. But he's going up against a very game Kurt Angle. And I'm going to have to say that Kurt Angle will probably win this match. Again, I'm sure that eventually James Storm is going to have to get somebody within close to him. Samoa Joe is that constant looming threat with only a 9-point buffer, and you win 10 points for a submission win, and Samoa Joe is a submission specialist. I think that that's the guy that's really going to push James Storm to somehow, some way get it done and continue to excel at this Bound for Glory series and eventually win it. I do believe that James Storm has to win it. It needs to be James Storm, Bobby Roode at Bound for Glory. I think that'll give him the best buy rate. But that's just me. I think Kurt Angle, who is actually in 6th place now, I believe, but again, he has 10 points, and he also is a submission specialist, and if he makes Joe tap, he'll be 20 points. There's only 16 points behind the leader as of Thursday. So, Kurt Angle wins this match. I don't think he'll get Joe to tap. I think he's got to cover him 1, 2, 3. 7 points, boom, right there. Next up, Match that I do not care about in any respect. AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. Those of you who've been watching TNA for last year's Destination X, you remember this match because we had AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in an I Quit match. Now we have AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in a last man standing match. And again, these two are fighting over innuendo and other stuff, not wrestling. I think the best part about this whole match is that these two guys are excellent competitors and they will put on one heck of a match. Last man standing, no DQ, which means all sorts of run-ins and extra shenanigans and whatever. But again, just like last year, I think AJ Styles is going to be the one standing tall. He will be, for some strange reason, he just can't focus on other things. And why are Bound for Glory series matches points on the line for this match? I'm curious because both these guys are in the BFG series. Are points on the line? Again, TNA not very clear with this pay-per-view. They might need to work on that in the future. It'd be nice to know what's going on, especially as someone who is as internet savvy as me, who actually goes to their website, follows their Twitter, looks at them on Facebook. It took me a while to find out what was going on with this pay-per-view. Anyway, that's another rant for another time. Oh, we have the main event now. Unfortunately, I had this argument with a good buddy of mine at Buddha713. Follow him on Twitter. And he is dead set that Bobby Roode has to win this match. I am dead set that Austin Aries has to win this match. And I will, again, reiterate the reasons why with you all. He gave up the X Division Championship. He has established a precedent where the X Division Champion can challenge the World Heavyweight Champion by merely giving up their X Division title at Destination X every year. For this to mean anything from this point on, Austin Aries has to beat Bobby Roode on Sunday. I cannot stress that if he does not win, then it will prove that the X Division competitors don't belong in the same league as the heavyweights, and they shouldn't even be challenging. Austin Aries is over like the sun in the Impact Zone. He shows up, they cheer like they're cheering for Jeff Hardy or a Hulk Hogan, or to some degree years ago a Sting. TNA would be stupid, utterly stupid, to not get this payoff if for just this night let Austin Aries beat Bobby Roode. Now, because this is a one-on-one match, Bobby Roode is a heel, I would like to introduce that Austin Aries does defeat Bobby Roode, but does not win the championship. Bobby Roode somehow cheats, gets disqualified. Austin Aries gets the win, but doesn't get the title. And that will continue this main event, Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode, into the next pay-per-view. Because again, the Bound for Glory series, it started a few weeks ago and doesn't end until October. So they've got 2 more pay-per-views to fill with a main event title match with Bobby Roode and someone that's not James Storm, Kurt Angle, Mr. Anderson, Jeff Hardy, RVD. The list of main eventers goes on. So Austin Aries and Bobby Roode fight it out for a few more pay-per-views. It is just a way to get to where they need to be, and which is the Bound for Glory main event. Which Bound for Glory is going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, which they announced on Thursday. Again, at the end of all this, Austin Aries probably, and should not, have the title at the end of this set of matches. However, after Bound for Glory, Austin Aries should be right up there with the rest of the heavyweights, challenging for the world title on a regular basis. Quick rundown of the card. I've got Kenny King winning the X Division title and the Ultimate X tournament and whatever we're calling that. Kurt Angle over Samoa Joe. AJ Styles over Christopher Daniels in a last man standing match. And Austin Aries over Bobby Roode. He'll win the match, but he will not get the title. This has been That Dirty Spoons from the IWC, and I'm signing off.